What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Leo, and today I'm bringing you guys another 2023 NFL draft prospect. Today we're looking at cornerback Eli Ricks out of Alabama, who also played at LSU in his day, his freshman and sophomore year. Currently, as of today, February 28th, I have Eli Ricks at cornerback 6. Now that's a lot higher than the consensus on him. He's going in about the 9 to 10 range, like for most people. But I will admit, whenever I watched this film back again to prepare for this video, I kind of like drew more questions about him. I was like, dang, do I really got this dude at cornerback 6? But right now, his grade is cornerback 6 for me. I will do more games on him to really get a good understanding and feel for him. But right now, we're going to show you guys what I got on him. So 6'2", 190, really solid build, 21 years old. Looking at his pros, physical and press coverage. Like this dude, he lands very disruptive, strong jams when he's playing man-to-man, even when he's in zone. And really that just comes down to his play strength and then the hand placement and the timing of his hands. He's really good when he jams receivers. Also his length, you see that at 6'2", he does have good size arms. Now some cons that we're going to look at. Really, run support, he gives like nothing on film to, one, support the run, and two, tackle. You don't want no business tackling, no business supporting the run. And whenever you need to get busy supporting the run, that also ties into his competitiveness. Like, dude, sometimes your team needs you to go make a play, and he doesn't show up and do that. Acceleration, kind of want to get into speed. Now the combine is this week, so we're going to get a number on a lot of these guys. But that is something that I picked up on film. Right now, let's get into it though. So this is the first play we got. This is when he was at LSU. So not this past season, but the year before. He played as a freshman and sophomore at LSU. So here we go. 2nd and 3. We got super physical jam here at the line. Now, he lunges, which isn't really good. It's kind of like, it's either going to be really good or really bad. He does land though, but it's something to notice that if he missed, he would have been toast. But he lunges, he gets a super physical, disruptive jam. Like to see that. Like I said, just seeing his play strength and ability to land. Next rep, we got 3rd and 3, top of the screen here. Now, something I wanted to point out is that his stance, 6'2", but a lot of 6'2", 6'3", taller cornerbacks, they kind of stand up. And when you're standing up, you're not in a really athletic like position, so you're at a athletic disadvantage, with short area stuff, lateral quickness, agility, balance, things of that nature. Something I noticed with Eli when he was at LSU and even at Alabama, his stance is super low. He has a super low center of gravity, which is going to help him be more explosive. So that was really interesting to see, because when you watch a guy, like I said, the taller dudes, Joey Porter stands up pretty tall a lot of the time, which hurts his explosiveness. So I just wanted to point that out. But here we go. Just his mirror skills are shown here. His hips, his ability to break on this slant route. We're going to pull this back. You see, so this is whenever he's not throwing like a jam. This is just straight up mirror technique. Receiver puts his foot in the ground. Now he has a lot of weight on this back foot. We're going to see that quite often. He gets on his heels a lot, but he does do a solid job still of getting out of this. And then when this play breaks down, he does get grabby. Things tend to happen though like that whenever the play breaks down. As long as he doesn't panic, he's in a solid position. He knows his responsibility. He's not panicked on this play, and he just sticks to his guy. Good rep there. Next rep here. 1st and 10, top of the screen. Press coverage again. A lot of press coverage we're going to see in this video. Boom. You see the jam skills of Eli Ricks. Super good at jamming guys. Right, you see the receiver takes a inside release. Then he sticks it back outside. Now when he goes back out, boom. He lands outside hand. The receiver tries to swim over it, but then he lands his inside arm on the inside receiver of the shoulder. Is able to be disruptive, slow him down from making that transition to the outside release. Next rep, 2nd and 10. Press coverage again. We're going to see it the whole game. Just his feet. Pretty solid feet here to be able to mirror this guy. See some patience in his game at the line of scrimmage as we bring this back. You see the receiver does kind of just a hesitation release, and he just stays patient. He's keeping his feet chopping to match what the receiver is doing. He's not flat-footed here. The receiver takes outside release. Boom. Lands his hand on the upfield shoulder. Slow him down. Stay on top. Don't get stacked. Really, really good rep there. Now we're going to get into the next game. Now, this is whenever he's at Alabama this past season, his junior year, playing against his former team, LSU. Big game here. This is probably his worst game out of the 3 games that I've watched. So, first rep, 3rd and 11. This is going to be zone coverage. Just playing a cloud flat out here. And we're just going to see, like, sloppy change of direction. That just looked bad. You know, he wasn't explosive. He wasn't balanced. And this is just whenever a receiver's breaking on an outside route. We've seen him be able to do a solid job at covering slants and breaking short stuff. But this is on a out route. And then we just see when he has to fully do almost like a 180, opening up to the outside towards the sideline. We do see a stumble, loss of balance there. Something to point out. Next play here, 2nd and 9, top of the screen. Just want to look at the timing of when he lands this punch here. This dude is super good with his hands and press coverage. Like, he's one of the best in this draft class for sure. And just want to look at the timing. When I slow this down, you're going to see this receiver do a little skip right here. Now, he's in the air. This is the perfect time to strike because when he's in the air, he can't move. He can't avoid it. So when he gets in the air like that, Eli, boom, strong, lands his hand. Now, something that I don't like, though, is that he's on his heels. So when this receiver does land, look at the separation. It's almost like the jam was ineffective. Now, if Eli's on his toes and he's, like, still in a good athletic base, like right here, this is good right here. This is perfect. But then when you get right here, a lot of weight on these heels, leaning backwards, not in a balanced stance. Great job landing. It's just the weight distribution. So the separation is still there. Next play, 2nd and 15. This is him at the bottom. We're just going to let this play out. This is what I was talking about in the cons of, like, his competitiveness, his effort, also play recognition. Like, if you guys didn't know, he was in the back of the end zone on this play. This is him here. They throw the swing out. Now, right here, you're fine. You don't know. But at this point, you should be aware that the ball is in somebody's hands and they're making a play towards the end zone, and he just never gets in the picture on his side of the field. The receiver, he ran into the seam. You know, he didn't run a crosser to where you were on the other side of the field. Just wish he had the awareness on this play. The feel, the instincts that he needs to turn around and make a play whenever he does realize that you don't really see any effort to get in the picture here. Next rep here, right here. So we're looking at, like I said, great hands, boom. Receiver tries to take an inside release. He throws his hand out, moving laterally. Then he lands his outside arm on this outside shoulder, playing with outside leverage. In good position here, but we do see this grab right here on the inside of his the receiver's shoulder pad, and he doesn't necessarily have to do that. That could get called. It didn't on this play, I believe, but what that tells me is that, one, discipline, technique. You know, you don't have to grab. You're in good position. You play this well, but I do think it's a sign of confidence in his down the field speed for the reason why he feels like he needs to grab this guy right here, because from the first 5 yards of this rep was perfect. You want to play outside leverage, he goes inside, boom, stick him there, you're in a good spot. We do see the receiver does end up getting a step whenever they have to accelerate up the field, and I think that's why Eli Ricks grabs him. I don't think he has the confidence in his acceleration or speed to be able to run with guys down the field. Next rep, this is 3rd and 7 in the red zone, close game. This is a big game in the college season. Bottom of the screen, so what's going to happen, LSU is going to bring this motion across. Now they're going to run a post from this route right here, and so then this guy's going to get the rail, and that's where LSU is going to try to target. Now Eli Ricks, man, is just going to run a hitch. He's just there to be there. They're trying to hit this rail and ends up not being there. Quarterback comes off of it and hits his guy. I believe that's Kayshawn. And you see they run this post across face here, and they want to throw this right here towards the sideline, back pylon area, and it's not there. Good coverage, but Eli Ricks just kind of loses focus mentally here. I feel like just do your responsibility, stick your guy. His eyes get into the backfield, and what happens? Receiver crosses face. Way too much separation, especially on third down. You have to hold them to a field goal here. Now this is another third down. You see 3rd and goal right after he gave up the previous reception. Bottom of the screen. He's going to end up getting a penalty on this rep. We're going to see on this replay angle. Now right here, you're good right here. This is fine. Hand on the inside shoulder. You're right in this pocket. It's just whenever he tries to run this comeback, you end up grabbing. Can't do that. And I think it's a very, very simple fix. It's just a matter of playing with an open hand versus playing with a closed hand. If this is an open hand, you're pushing. You're just keeping this guy, forcing him to the sideline. Not like physically pushing him, but just keeping that arm there to be disruptive. But when you're closed fist, you're grabbing jersey. And the refs are going to call that on you if he tries to make any type of break, which the receiver does. Breaks off. Ends up getting a holding call. Next rep, 3rd and 7, bottom of the screen here. Now we've seen him land a bunch of times. This time he misses. And this is the result whenever you miss your jam, your punch. And he punches aggressively. That's his nature when he plays. He's really effective when he does it, but this is the consequence of when you miss. So when he misses, boom. This is easy. Now luckily the ball was out and the receiver was running a vertical route. But if this was a slant, anything in breaking, it was automatic. And when he jams, we talked about this. Look at his weight. Just look at where his weight is shifting so much on his back side. He's not square. He's trying to turn and jam instead of kind of just mirroring the guy, staying square. Just like playing defensive basketball, stay square. Your chest should be parallel with his chest. He ends up turning when he throws. His weight is on the back of his heels. That's how you end up like that. Bad rep there. Next rep, 1st and 10. He's going to give up a go on the sideline. We'll take a look at the replay view. See the catch there. Here's the replay view. We can see a more depth and look of what goes on. So does impress. We do see he does start to stand up. We don't see that low base like he had in the LSU game when he was with LSU playing against I think it was Bama, I'm pretty sure. But right here, this is look, you're standing very, very tall. You're not in an athletic stance like that. Guy turns and runs, and we see the receiver's able to separate just off pure acceleration, gets 2-3 yards of separation, ball goes in the air. Now something I would have liked to see from Eli is fight through this entire catch instead of just kind of giving up. All right, he caught it, whatever. I think he still could have made a play on this because he's in a position to right here. Receivers in the air, if he really attack and you get your arm up in between the hands of this receiver, fight him to the ground, that ball might pop loose. Like, that ball is not fully secure. I think he can make a play on that, and we just kind of see him let him go to the ground with it right here. Attack. This is the next rep, 2nd and 12, top of the screen. This is going to be zone coverage, but he just, yikes, absolutely turned around. Number 8 for LSU was giving him problems. Luckily he's in zone, but he's just, I think because he got beat with speed just on this last play here, is that he's already feeling it. So when this receiver takes this outside release, you see, not an athletic stance. Needs to show more consistency in his technique from a stance perspective, and he just tries to get out, turn, and run up the field. And there's nobody over there, dude. There's nobody over there, Eli. Completely turned around. Luckily, it is zone coverage, so 41's here to pick up the slant. Have a guy. This is a replay angle on our next rep. See, he's going to play outside leverage. He's going to force a receiver inside. Do show solid ability to flip his hips, turn and run on this rep. Not a lot of ground given up on this deep in route. But what we do see is acceleration again to go bring the quarterback down. Really not so much effort and urgency to get this guy on the ground. He just kind of waits for somebody else to make the play in the run. And I hate seeing that. That's one of my biggest things. I love guys that are to compete every play, no matter what the play calls for or brings. Go out there and play football. Because if you look at this, are you telling me that he's putting all his effort in on this play? And this is all the effort Eli Ricks has. No urgency. Next play. Now this play right here was the game. And it's going to go a lot into of what I just seen, what we seen on the last rep. Overtime, quarterback takes off, gets a touchdown run. You can't see right here, but Eli Ricks was the outside corner on this play. And tell me if you see him in this picture. You see him? You should have seen him just for a glimpse. Pull it back for you. There he is. This is Eli Ricks right here. Take a look on the replay view. We can see even better. He's out here playing coverage. Now he realizes run. Now you got to get off this block. This is the end of the game. Your team needs you in overtime. This ultimately ended up to be the game-winning play right after they got the 2-point conversion for LSU. So, just this long run, this cost Alabama the game. You need to step up and make a play. He doesn't. He gets blocked. He gets driven out of bounds. So, like I said, run support. Huge red flag on Eli Ricks. Now we're done with that LSU game. On to Mississippi State. First play here. This first play of the game. Top of the screen versus a tall, lanky wide receiver. On this rep, we see solid lateral movement ability. Very solid. I think consistency is a big thing with this guy. He stays square. That's the biggest thing on this rep. He stays square. We've seen him try to turn it open early. We've seen him throw an aggressive jam to where it causes him to lose balance. Also, pull this back. Right here. Look at his weight. It's on his toes instead of being on his heels. So we've seen plays where he's bad technically, and we've seen plays where he's good. Now we know it's there in the good. So that's why I'm a little higher on him. I think he just needs to be refined a little bit more, refurbished in his technique and be more consistent, because he has a tool of 6'2". He has great hand placement, great timing. We see him physical throughout this route. Boom, gets the PBU, uses his length, playing from behind. Super physical play. Love seeing the hand fighting, the play strength to be able to battle through this. Great play there. Next rep, 1st and 10, bottom of the screen here. This is where we're going to see his press ability again. Turns and runs up the field. Now it's kind of cut off by the scoreboard, you can't tell. But his inside arm, as they're turning and running, boom, lands on this upfield shoulder, is disruptive. He's running stride for stride. Overthrow. Now that really, I feel like it was well-placed ball right at the pylon, but I think that jam right when they're turning, it just throws the timing off. Right here, boom. This arm comes out, just slows him down a little bit, stride for stride. Great rep. Next rep, 3rd and 1. Here we go at the bottom. Again, look at his press work. This receiver, as soon as he tries to break inside, we see him staying square on this. Great job staying square. Then, as he's turning into it, he lands the other arm. Physical at the catch point. Great job. I believe the receiver dropped this ball. Hard to tell, but the way that everybody's reacting looks like a drop. Physical at the catch point, though. Great job. Once again, just like the last play, physicality at the catch point. We do see competitiveness on this play when the ball is in the air. And this is a back shoulder throw, so this is a very, very catchable ball with the separation here. We see Eli Ricks uses his length, doesn't give up, physical, playing all the way through to get this ball out. Super good rep. So the next rep we got here, 3rd and 13. Now this receiver, number 18, him and Eli were going at it for a couple of plays, as we're just going to watch this play out. Stick route. Receiver's able to bring this down. Now we see the replay. Just taking a look. I think, this is actually not a terrible rep by Eli Ricks. As you see, when they're running up the field, he's on the upfield shoulder. Super tight. Things get physical right here. Now he shows good play because this receiver is extending. That's really PI in my eyes. That's pass interference. Receivers get away with it though, but we do see good play strength to try to avoid that, even though it was a penalty on the receiver. Should have been called. Still physical enough at the top to where he's just not throwing the ground. Think this should have been a flag on the offense though. Now this is a couple plays later. Still same two guys, top of the screen. We're going to see the same thing almost. This time Eli makes the play and he lets him know about it. Here we go. Turn and run. Landing that arm right there on the inside shoulder. Being disruptive. Gets two hands, not grabbing on this play. He's just expecting the same thing that happened to him where he tries to extend. Boom. Like the receiver does give a little push here. It's kind of high too. Eli, great play strength. Shows the length. Great play there. Let him know. Be a competitor out there. They end up throwing this ball deep on 4th down. There's nothing there. So that's going to do it on Eli Ricks. Like I said, right now he's cornerback 6 for me. I am going to do some more film on him. We're going to also look at the LSU games from when he was a freshman and sophomore. I think his freshman year was his most productive year. But I like this dude. Definitely has some things to work on. He needs to be refined some more. But I think he has some traits to where he can be a good starter in the NFL. I think right now he's a day 2 guy for sure. I don't see this guy being drafted in the 1st round. I don't see him being the combine, heroic to where he just blows everybody away athletically. But I do think he's a solid player, and if he gets the proper coaching, he can be a good player in the NFL. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys. If there's any specific players you want to see, let me know in the comment section. Hit all the buttons, like, subscribe. Bring you guys tons of draft videos, draft content. Other than that, I don't got nothing for you. Peace, love.